As we watched, his face broke into a huge smile. "And I won the race," he said. Loads of us decided to meet after school to try and work out how this had happened. So they're all coming over to my new treehouse. It's not quite finished. There's no cinema room or planetarium just yet. So I have to go now, but right back soon, okay? I'm really happy that Eric finally got over his fear of swimming. Now everyone else will just have to get over their fear of swimming with him. Frankie. P.S. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? I do. I keep getting this weird shiver, like there's someone watching me. Someone in the shadows. Do you get that? Let me know. Bye. May. Danny, you are not going to believe this, but it happened again. If you thought Eric Flipping Flipperson turned into a shark was freaky, then wait until you hear this. Things have been getting weirder and freaky, believe it or not. Remember I told you some kids on my street were coming to my treehouse for a meeting? Well, it was pretty cramped. There was Eric, Katie, Charlie, Molly, Susie and Jamila, and me. In fact, all the kids from my class who lived on my street were there, except Ronnie, obviously. We huddled inside and ran some tests on Eric. What sort of tests? Eric asked nervously as I opened Mum's lab kit that I'd borrowed. Don't worry, it won't hurt. Trust me, my mum's a scientist. First, we need to come up with a hypothesis. They all blinked at me, and I suddenly knew how Miss Tingy must feel when she teaches us French. Hypothesis? Asked Charlie. A hypothesis is when you come up with a possible explanation for something happening, and then you do experiments to test whether you're right, I told them. So we need to try and think of an explanation for Eric turning into a shark this afternoon. Oh, right. Well, so what's your hypothesaurus? Asked Katie, which made everyone giggle. It was so funny. I guess you had to be there. Well, have you ever been bitten by a radioactive shark? I asked Eric. What? No, of course I haven't. Okay, just I had to check the most obvious explanation first, I replied. Hey, Frankie, got any snacks? I'm starving, Susie asked, looking around the treehouse. I got some Choco Toffee chew bars hidden under that plank of wood. If you're thirsty, there's a rainwater tap, I said, showing them my newly installed hydration system that collects rain in a bucket off the roof and filters it into an old drinking bottle. Wow, that's awesome, whispered Susie. I guess I learned it from my mum, I shrugged. I haven't got the water flow quite right yet though, so don't unscrew it all the way or... But it was too late. Susie had twisted the bottle top all the way open and a jet of water blasted across the treehouse, spraying everyone, including Eric. There was a weird flicker of green light and, well, you can probably guess what happened. And that's how we discovered that Eric Flipperson turned into a shark every time he gets wet. Luckily, because Eric wasn't totally soaked through this time, like he had been in the school pool, he wasn't a shark for very long, and after a few seconds he changed back. Plus, this time he seemed to understand what was going on a little more, so none of us got bitten. Win! Everyone helped me patch up the shark damage in the treehouse before they went home, and we made a promise never to tell anyone what had happened in there. As we climbed down the ladder, my copy of Zack Danger and the Danger Gang slipped out of my back pocket and landed on the grass. What's this? Eric asked, picking it up. Oh, it's just a book I'm reading, I said, hopping down from the rope ladder. That's not just a book, it's Zack Danger, Charlie exclaimed. I love those books. Me too. So what's good about them? Eric asked. So I filled them in on how he's the coolest super spy ever, and his life is basically just one dangerous mission. And in this book, he has a top secret gang of super spies who work together to overcome any danger that comes their way. Eric smirked. I bet this Zack Danger guy never had a mate who was a shark. Me and Charlie suddenly looked at each other for a second. I'm pretty sure we were both thinking the exact same thing. You totally would have too if you'd been there. Eric's right, I whispered excitedly as the idea was forming in my brain so fast I could hardly keep up. We're staring into danger every time we're with him, right? Right, everyone said.